Oh, have I woken you up? I'm so sorry about that, but it's one of my favourite habits. I get so excited at the start of the new day that my singing tends to wake everyone up. Oh, but I haven't introduced myself. How unthoughtful of me. I'm the rooster of Las Jaras del Cascajoso. This may already be familiar to some of you, but I imagine that most of you naturally have no idea as to where this is. Las Jaras del Cascajoso is a little corner of the world in the northern part of the province of Córdoba, in the heart of Andalusia, southern Spain. Is that becoming clearer now? Las Jaras del Cascajoso belongs to a region called Los Pedroches, home to some of the world's finest cured ham with its own appellation. It's also one of the largest milk-producing areas in Spain, not to mention the succulent meats, cheeses and so on. Believe it or not, this region possesses the largest forest of holm oak trees in Europe, populated over the expanse of dehesas, which is the name given to the land used for cereal crops that is generously populated with oaks. It also explains why it is the perfect place to rear pigs, acorns being one of the star highlights of its diet. It is only fair to say that most people have difficulties in finding us, as you could say that we are well off the beaten track. Some say that this is not in our favour, but we can assure you that being remote is one of our best assets, as it's wonderful to be alone with nature, 15 kilometres from the nearest village, in Hossa del Duque, away from the hype of city life, as when you do want to find us, you can. The best landmark is the beautiful lake of El Cascajoso, which might already sound familiar by now. From there on, it's a picturesque 2 kilometre slightly bumpy country drive up to Las Jaras del Cascajoso. Here we are at last. Welcome to Las Jaras del Cascajoso. Do come on in, we've been waiting. Our carers, Antonio and Fiona, already had their house more or less finished, but that was only the beginning. Our first home was the original dog kennels. It was so popular with everybody that they decided to build a new one. So decided it was, and we set to work. First, a lot of thought went into how it should be, and then, of course, some muscle. Antonio set to work, and step by step our home started to become a tangible reality. And help was never far away. When the first new chicks arrived, things weren't quite finished, but we already had more than we needed. This way, we were able to watch the finishing stages of the project, a chicken run with a view. All of this promised a bright and very green adventure up ahead, and we grew a little in number too. Today is one of our favourite days. It's cleaning day. Antonio and Fiona ask us kindly to stay outside while they clear up our mess, as I'm afraid we do tend to be a little messy. All of this while we are outside having a ball, as it's also tree watering day, or more importantly, bath time. It is so important to feel valued like we do. We realise we must be very beautiful creatures, as Antonio and Fiona are always taking photos of us. But more importantly is how we all help each other, like on cleaning day, for example. All of our waste goes directly into the vegetable garden, as it would appear that chickens produce some of the finest manure. Nothing is wasted. What comes out is for them, and curiously, something always comes back for us. We also help to look after the trees by eating all the insects. They tell us that we're just great at helping to create our own little ecosystem, as we prefer to eat the insects than spray them with nasty fertilizers that just make you sneeze and do more harm than good. But don't tell them we sometimes do some tree climbing too. Those plums are simply irresistible. Our very best thrill comes from when friends and visitors come to collect the eggs we've laid for them. And when it's children, it's even more magical, as children know how to conjure up magic from something as simple as an egg, fresh and still warm as they normally are when they come to find them. And Mr. Rooster, what about all the people that come and visit us? Now that's a very important and interesting question. Well, it isn't all about us, of course, fascinating creatures that we are. Las Jaras del Cascajoso is the perfect place to meet up with your friends while the kids are happily and safely looking after themselves. There's time to ride or get a first-hand contact with our friends, the horses, a wonderful way of challenging and overcoming your fears. Or you have the opportunity to trek down to the lake for more proficient riders, at their own risk, of course. There's room for larger celebrations, and the best thing is we don't disturb anyone. Of course, no one disturbs us either. Spectacular barbecues and the best paella in town, or should I say in the country. And if that wasn't enough, our home offers the calm and tranquility of a romantic supper, if you're lucky, by the light of the 2 moons. And we know there are those that quite simply prefer a gentle stroll in the surrounding countryside. A bit further afield are some superb birdwatching observatories, but where you can also catch a glimpse of much more wildlife, if you're patient enough. This is a famous stopping-off place for the crane birds when they fly south to escape the cold, northern European winters. As you can see, my lovely chickens, this is a place that we've grown to love. It brings us back into full contact with nature, and sometimes just sitting back and being witness to the aromas, the colours and the light of the passing of the seasons is a delight for the senses. Summer here may be hot and dry, but it comes bearing some of the very best fruits of all the seasons. Thanks to the enormous success and popular demand of our jams and chutneys, we now have a new and bolder dream: to spice up people's lives. Our star ingredients in every recipe, nature in its purest form and love. Our garden to your table, so that you can discover and enjoy some of the essence of Las Jaras del Cascajoso for yourselves. And there are other projects underway, but that, of course, is another very different story. Now come on, ladies, it's approaching dusk and we need to start thinking about going to bed. It's been a long and exciting day, showing everyone around. You've been marvellous chickens, looking after everyone and laying your very best eggs to make others happy. You've done more than enough to sleep peacefully and dream the dreams that happy chickens dream. So, time to sleep before another dawn arises. Our wishes are blown to the wind, and the animals, our dear friends and companions, are going to rest. What was that? Yes, of course I'll tell you your bedtime story. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love to infinite and beyond. Good night, my beauties. And the balmy night fell once again on Las Jaras del Cascajoso, as the moon rose to keep watch on all the creatures for whom it is their home, until the start of a new day.